right. Think we're all set up. Hi everybody. Ray here from Maker Comet, where we're helping you create better experiences using the art of making. And yeah, this is our very first live stream ever, which I'm super excited about. This is actually really, really exciting for me. And it's something that I'm hoping that I'll get to do a little bit more. It took me a little while to get set up today, brand new equipment and all, and first time using some of it. So that's been fun. We've been at this since like 7:30 this morning, getting all of the tech things sorted out. So bear with me. If anything weird happens during this stream, please let me know. And you know, like audio glitching out or the video looking really terrible. I don't know. I have no idea. Yeah, this is really exciting for me. Hey, Boo, how's it going? Thanks for joining. So yeah, and how's everybody doing today? I hope you guys are hanging in there and all of this fun stuff. You guys at work or maybe on a lunch break, maybe working from home. I can tell you it is, well, according to Google, it was about 95 degrees about 5 minutes ago, and it's supposed to be like 105 here, which is awful. It needs to start cooling off. It's October already, but hey, it's Arizona too, so I guess this has been like the hottest summer for us in a really long time. So, like, historically ever. It's good times. Good times. So it looks nice in Syracuse. I wish I were there. What is the temperature out there in Syracuse? Anyway, yeah, so yeah, hope you guys are experiencing great fall weather. Hopefully we'll get there too. We'll catch up with you at some point. Good times. Well, okay, so I put my live stream out there with some exciting news about a monthly challenge, which I'm gonna get to in just a second. But first, like before we get to that point, I wanted to talk a little bit about Maker Comet and kind of my plans and what we do and all of that, because I feel like I have a lot of new viewers who have no idea what Maker Comet is. Ooh, 65 in Syracuse. That sounds awesome. I really wish I were there right now. Goodness gracious. All right, well, so a little bit about Maker Comet. I started this business probably about almost a year ago now. Wow, that seems so strange to say that. Almost a year ago, so in November. And I had previously worked at a local makerspace, which was probably the most incredible experience. And I learned so many great tools. I got to make stuff for a living, which was just incredible. And I just had the greatest time there. I got to connect with our community, our local community, which was amazing. And I got to work with just some of the most just creative and inspiring individuals that I have ever had the pleasure of meeting. And so when I departed, I decided that I really wanted to continue doing that. Like, I really wanted to continue making things, but inspiring people to also make stuff. And so really, the content that I'm aiming to put out is for anybody who's curious about making things and learning. But really too, like if you're an educator, maybe at a school or at a museum, or you homeschool, you know, my resources, the things that I want to create are really for you too. Or for anybody looking at trying to make their own makerspace, you know. I feel like I have a lot of experience in these realms. So I'm super excited to bring what I know and to share it with all of you. So that's a little bit about Maker Comet. We are still very new, really new, even though I've been kind of actively planning things out for almost an entire year now. Things are COVID happened. Let's just be real here, and that's been hard for everybody. Small businesses, new businesses, everybody. We're all affected by this crazy virus, and so. It was probably not the best time to start my own business, but hey, I could have never guessed that that was going to happen. And so here we are. And so really, I have my website. It is makercomet.com, and there's not a whole lot up there yet, but stay tuned because I plan to be uploading a lot more materials and projects, things for teachers, things that you might try in your classroom that might be fun, or your distance learning classroom. I'm focusing a lot on distance stuff too right now because I know that hopefully that would be something that's helpful to you guys. And that's really what my business is all about. I want to create things that are going to help you out. Thank you. I don't consider myself a fantastic teacher or fabulous teacher or whatever, but thank you for that comment. That makes me so happy. Thank you, Ray. So hopefully new things are going to be coming soon. And I want to hear from you guys. Like, really, ultimately, post things to my Facebook, stuff that you want to see, things that might be helpful for you, activities or ideas. I want feedback from you. And I'm right now in a research phase. So I'm doing a class. I'm actually taking a class to help design things a little bit better. And if you are interested in being a part of that and giving me some feedback, that would be great. Get in touch with me. I'd really, really appreciate your help and your feedback going forward here. All right, so on to the exciting news. So many exciting things. New camera equipment. I will be posting some YouTube videos soon based around this challenge and stuff. So I'm super excited about that. But really the big thing, probably why you guys are all here, is to hear more about the Maker Comet monthly challenge. So this came about because October just seems like a really, really great month for artists in particular. There's all these art challenges that are out there that are super fun and that I've participated in previous years. Things like Inktober, and then there's Arttober, and then there's Cattober, and there's all these really, really great artistic challenges, based mostly around an art, drawing or sketching, or some of them are illustration and painting and character design. And so, I mean, not to just add another challenge into the month of October. This is not me being like, hey, I want to be a part of this art thing. I'm gonna just make up my own challenge and throw it out there to the world. No, it's not that. I do want to be a part of, the October challenges in art, but I want this to be something that's a little bit more than that. So one of the things that I ran into a lot of times after finishing a big month-long challenge like Inktober was just this sort of feeling of being let down afterwards. Like, wow, that was a lot of work. What do I do now? and going back to life as it was. So I wanted to create a challenge to challenge myself and others to learn a new skill, but also apply it. And so I have sort of a 4-step process that I have put together. And it's based on really my experience working for the Makerspace, because I noticed as we were all learning things, like this was a brand new Makerspace when we put it together, we had to learn everything. We had to learn new equipment, new techniques in art and in woodworking, and learning new tech like 3D printers and laser cutters. And there's always like this steep learning curve that goes along with picking up a new piece of equipment, or even just learning a new technique like painting, you know. So, throughout my years working there, I found that there was a distinct progression of how this learning went, from picking up a new tool or new software, or new technique, to eventually implementing that and using it in conjunction with other things that you've picked up or learned along the way. And so I wanted to create a challenge out of this sort of four-step progression. And what this is going to look like is there are 4 weeks in October in every month. And so each week we're going to explore a new piece of that progression. Okay. So, what I've done, and this is crazy because I'm going to be doing this along with you. I put together a whole list of, I guess, materials that hopefully everybody has available. Things like cardboard and, chenille stems or pipe cleaners. And some other, hodgepodge of other things. I also then made a list of techniques. So things like sewing or illustration. I think I even threw in 3D printing there as one of the random options. And I didn't go crazy. Like I could have gone crazy and made like a very long list of things for this challenge. But I decided to keep it small for this one. Because this sort of Maker Comet monthly challenge we're test driving it. This is a trial run, so this is as new for you guys as it is for me. And really, I'm kind of doing this to get some feedback to see if you guys like this sort of thing, and I should keep doing it. And B, if you have any suggestions for carrying this on and doing it more. I would really like to make this a regular monthly thing. But it seemed fun to do it in October since there's a lot of art challenges going on in October. I don't know, maybe that was a mistake. Who cares? We're gonna do this anyway. So what I've done is I've taken those lists and I put it into an app. So for this particular exercise, I decided to use Jazza's Arty Games. And this is not sponsored or anything. I'm pretty sure Jazza has no idea who I am, but he's one of my favorite artists on YouTube. Seriously, shout out to him and his channel and everything that he does. He's an incredible artist. And so I really like his app. It actually helps me get a little unstuck. This is what it looks like. Focus there, camera. There we go. And so, if I'm feeling creatively stuck and I'm trying to just do a quick sketch or create something, I don't know, and I have no idea what I'm doing, I'll just randomize stuff in the app or use his random prompts and do something fun, which is great exercise, by the way. Just drawing or doing something quick every day is just, even if it's bad, I mean, we're not talking about creating works of crazy, beautiful artwork every day here, right? It's just for practice and for fun. And I think that's one of the biggest hurdles that maybe a lot of people, including me, have to get over. It's not going to be perfect out of the starting gate. And so that's the other thing with the Maker Comet monthly challenge is putting together something that has a pretty low bar, and creating your own confidence around that particular technique or medium throughout the month. And then hopefully by the end of the month, you'll have something really, really cool that you can show off and be proud of. All right, so what I did was I put everything, put all of the things into the app. So all of the little categories. And I'm using the custom generator here. And so when I hit go, it's going to take all of the techniques and materials and it's going to randomize it. And it's going to pick 2 techniques and 2 materials. And those are going to be what we use for this month's challenge. Okay. And then the theme of this challenge, I mean, it's October after all. Halloween is my favorite month ever. Ever? Is it anybody else's favorite holiday, by the way? I mean, this is like, for me, it's like my Christmas. Halloween is the best. So, and Halloween I think is going to look really different this year, sadly, but hopefully this will be something fun to lift your mood, maybe. I don't know. Okay, anyway, we're gonna hit the randomizer in the app, this custom generator, and then the challenge is going to be to take those materials and techniques and learn something new, and by the end of the month, have something cool. All right, so I didn't set up anything. There's no redos in this, okay? When I hit go, whatever comes up on the screen, that is what we're doing for this monthly challenge, okay? So you guys are witnessing it. We are not cheating or anything. Here we go. You guys ready? Okay, we're gonna hit the go button. All right. Boom. Okay, and splat comes up. What did we get? We got... Wait, why didn't it randomize? Hang on a second. Something went buggy with the app. Yay, technical difficulties. Okay, so for some reason, it didn't come up with... Oh, because I didn't select... Okay. Whoops. Technical difficulties. So this is what happens when I set these things up at close to midnight and I'm super tired. Okay. Anyway, so I didn't select the proper category. It should have come up with 4 things. It came up with 2. Let's try this again. I know I said no do-overs, but okay, here we go. All right, one more time. Hitting the go button. Okay, that looks slightly better. Okay, it's not coming up with... Whatever. We're just gonna run with this because it should have come up with 4, but it's coming up with 2, and maybe I didn't duplicate the list right. I don't know. Whatever. This is going to be it. So the monthly challenge for the Maker Comet monthly challenge, the new techniques that we're going to be exploring are 3D modeling, polymer clay as the material. And illustration as one of the other techniques. All right, so for the challenge, my challenge to you and also to me, because I'm going to be doing this alongside you, is to explore those different techniques, so 3D modeling and illustration and the medium, polymer clay. And for the first week, okay, your job is to just mess around. All right, we're not worried about creating, the next, piece of fabulous artwork that's going to go into a museum. This is just playtime. So, some suggestions for you. I'm actually, comes at a good time with that randomizer. I'm actually learning 2 pieces of 3D modeling software right now, and both of them are free. And I'm learning both of them for different reasons. I have a 3D printer, which I bought not too long ago, I guess, maybe, I don't know, 8 months ago, something like that. And it's been really fun to play with. I'm trying to get better at 3D modeling. Now, when I was working at the Makerspace, we taught everybody Tinkercad, which is a great free program. And If you're just starting out, that might be a fun thing to kind of play with, and just sort of learn the ins and outs of working in 3 dimensions. It's kind of designed for kids, but I think it's a really good starting point. And you know what? All of these things, I'll create another post right after we finish here, and I'll put in links, so you can explore these resources further. Okay. All right, so Tinkercad's a good program. I'm actually learning the next step up from Tinkercad. So Tinkercad is actually put out by a company called Autodesk, and Autodesk has created Fusion 360, which is a more professional CAD CAM 3D modeling program. And you can do a whole heck of a lot with it, which is great, but when you're learning, it's super hard. So this actually comes at a really good time because I've been trying to practice with that and do some tutorials. So I'll leave a link to Fusion 360 in the Autodesk site as well. Again, if you're a hobbyist or home user, or if you're an educator, you can actually get the program for free. So there's a non-commercial license. And I think they just changed their terms a little bit for the hobbyist license, but I don't think it took up too much. It didn't take out too much functionality from the program, so it's still freely available to download. And my goodness, for a free program, it's pretty outstanding. The other program that I'm learning for 3D modeling right now is Blender, because I am just fascinated by virtual worlds and virtual environments. And so I started learning Blender, so that I could, try my hand at creating scenes and architecture and rooms. And so I'm learning them for 2 different reasons. Fusion is really more for 3D printing for me, and Blender is more for the 3D environments or digital environments, virtual worlds, that sort of thing. Although I think you can actually use Blender for 3D printing as well. So if you want to just do one program or the other, that's fine by me. You don't have to follow my crazy example of trying to learn 2 3D modeling programs at the same time. In fact, I don't recommend it because it's super confusing. It's like Blender has a billion shortcut keys and they are not the same as Fusion, and I frequently get very confused. So so I don't recommend doing what I'm doing. Just don't go by my example. Okay, so the other 2 things were polymer clay and illustration. Polymer clay is great stuff. You can pick it up at your local craft store, or if you're trying to distance and stay at home, I know that it's freely available for ordering on Amazon. I think you could even order it from like the individual sites like Sculpey or Fimo. I know those are 2 big brands of polymer clay. Heck, on a couple of occasions, I've even seen it at my local dollar store. So there you go. All right, so yeah, polymer clay. That's something that it's not new to me, but I'm definitely not great at working with it. So so this is going to be interesting. I like it as a medium. It's fun to work with. I don't like that you have to bake it. That part really annoys me. I don't know if that annoys anybody else, but it kind of annoys me. So yeah, polymer clay. And then, so I'll be messing around with some of that, see what I can do with that. And then, let's see, the last one was illustration. Okay, cool. So this is something I wouldn't say that I have a lot of experience with, but it is something that I've been doing for a while. So for me, it's not necessarily a new technique, but I'm always looking at improving, because I am definitely not that great at illustration. I have pens and markers and other fun things that I dabble with. And so, yeah, that'll be a fun project. There's actually a few things that I've been working on. This is, again, not sponsored or anything else, but, I've been trying my hand at some Skillshare courses, and so maybe this is a good opportunity to use that and maybe look at the illustration thing a little bit further. Okay, so we've got it looks like two different things to learn and a medium, and this week we're just gonna play with that stuff. We're gonna experiment with it, and later this week I'm gonna actually film my process and what I've been doing. In learning my 3D modeling programs and maybe messing with some polymer clay and doing something with that. And I'll post a video, I think on YouTube, later this week. Maybe probably, well, wait, today's Thursday, isn't it? Where did my week go? Okay, it may not be coming this week. But let's just spend maybe like a full week on each section. So maybe midweek next week we can actually, this is kind of the end of the month, beginning of the month sort of thing. Anyway, I'll take a closer look at the calendar. We'll figure out this 4-step process. I should have planned these things ahead of time, but you know what, this is what happens. Shower thoughts. Okay, does anybody else get shower thoughts? Shower thought. Last night was the shower thought, and I literally put all of this together last night, starting around 9 p.m. So I am working through the kinks as we go. And you guys can help me maybe smooth those kinks out for when this becomes a regular thing. So yeah, first, play with the mediums, play with the techniques, get your feet wet. This first part of the challenge is just that. See what you can do. I will post some of my favorite resources in a post for learning Blender and Fusion. And I guess we can go from there. And then also, I would really love to see what all of you are doing as you play with stuff, as you explore these different techniques and media and stuff. So please, tag us in your posts. And I'm on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. Here we are on Facebook Live. So please tag me in all of this, and I'll put all of my social stuff in the post with all these resources for the challenge. And also, just to make it easier for me to find your posts, let's use the hashtag MakerCometMC, which MC stands for the monthly challenge, right? So hashtag MakerCometMC. Post your creations to that hashtag and tag me in it. And yeah, I can't wait to see what you guys produce. I'm here on this journey with you, so I'll be posting lots of pictures and that YouTube video with my progression. And I hope this is fun. I don't want it to be too stressful. This is low key. And I realize too that a lot of you are probably doing a lot of the other challenges that are happening this month. And you've got a lot of different choices. So, this is going to be continuing. We're going to keep doing these monthly challenges regardless of what's happening in October. So if you missed this one or you don't want to participate in this one, that's cool. You can watch me struggle instead. All right. So yeah. Are there any questions so far? If you do have a question, please feel free to, you can post it in the live chat right now. But you can also just, put some stuff in the post, reply to the post, and I will, do my best to answer your questions on social or otherwise. Anyway, I guess that's going to wrap things up for this live stream today. thank you guys so much for joining me on this journey. Again, like I said, this is brand new territory for me. First live stream ever for Maker Comet. So yeah, I look forward to doing more stuff like this, and I guess we will see each other soon. All right, everybody. I hope that you have an incredible day and an incredible rest of the week. I mean, it's almost the weekend after all, right? Can't be too terrible. So we'll see you in the next one. All right, coming soon.